Yeah, bro. That's what it's here for, man. What is your name, sir?
My name is Cole Eric.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Ali. All right, cool. So first, this is the FAM podcast for young ambitious men. So I'm talking to people from different walks of life, hearing about their experiences. Maybe you have a career that you're currently into that a guy wants to get into, so he can kind of get a little bit of forethought about what's kind of going on in this, so he can hear about it. Okay. So first, I want to ask, do you live in DC?
Yeah, I do live in DC. Lived here for 2 years now, right after college. First job down here.
Got you. Wait, where'd you go to school real quick? I just want to hear.
Bates College. It's a small school in Maine. Pretty sweet.
Okay, cool. That's smooth. Okay, so at least being in DC, do you enjoy the area? Do you like it kind of down here if a guy wants to move here?
I'm born and raised in Boston. I would say I have more fun in DC than Boston because Boston has little man activity.
Okay, got you.
You're like, bro, like,
and cold. I mean, I just don't like the cold. That's why I say that.
I don't mind the cold, man, but like if the lights at the bar have to turn on at 1 o'clock by law, like get me out of there. Like fucking shit. Fucking shit.
No, fair enough. Okay, cool. So at least you live in DC. You've been here for a while.
Yeah.
What's the current career that you're pursuing right now?
Like public affairs.
Public affairs. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what this entails? I don't want to be federal if you can't talk too much about it, but
just like kind of communications. Be communications.
Okay. So at least what are maybe some lessons that you kind of learn from it? So let's say a guy wants to kind of get into it a little bit. What is something that he should be thinking about? Like, oh shit, I need to be aware of this, or you realize something that's important from it.
Like work hard. First one in the office. Mm-hmm. You need to be that guy. You're like dead ass. Like I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but like I was first in the office, worked the hardest. I've kept on getting promoted.
Okay, man. And I don't even know.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say.
You know what's actually interesting? I actually want to hear your opinion on this. I've actually noticed, like, when you're smarter, you tend to be more scared to do things and take risks. And it's an important part of becoming successful is taking risks and being able to do certain shit. So I would argue that not being smart sometimes actually helps you do more shit.
Dude, people are so dumb. Like, I'm not going to lie. I've never realized how stupid people are until I had to work with them and had to check over their shit. Mm-hmm. Like, people are so stupid. And you're like, brother bear.
Yeah, no, I mean, at least sometimes I would say, like, if they're not, too crazy, it's all good. Yeah. So, I mean, no, it's cool. Okay. But at least that was pretty much all I wanted to really ask. I appreciate that, man. What's your name again?
Nice to see you. Cole.
Nice to meet you, Cole. Thank you so much. Yeah, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for chilling. Cool. See, man. What is your name?
My name is Jared Brown.
All right. Nice to meet you, Jerry Brown, right?
Jared.
Like Jared Brown? Okay, got you. I am Ali. Okay. So, Ali. Yeah, Ali. Not with an A, but with an O. Like, you know the skateboard move? Like, O-L-L-I-E.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first I kind of want to ask, you live in DC or are you just chilling with the homies? Like,
I live in DC.
Okay, got you. Have you lived here for a while?
I've lived here for a year now.
Okay, got you. How do you enjoy the vibes out here? Do you enjoy DC?
It's cute. I have, days where I enjoy it a lot and days where I really don't. So, yeah.
So it's like I'm back and it's like good and bad. Exactly. I mean, some good, some bad, yeah?
Right.
I guess it's kind of like everywhere a little bit though, but yeah, you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then at least you've been here for a year, so I'm guessing that you're pursuing a career here currently. So what's that kind of looking like?
So I'm currently in grad school right now. I'm in grad school at American, in the School of International Service.
Gotcha.
So I guess you can kind of say like starting my career, but like higher education.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what is like your career going to look like going forward? Like, what are you studying right now to get into like what kind of?
So I'm getting my master's in international affairs policy and analysis, with like a concentration in diversity, equity, and inclusion. So what I really want to do is I would like to get into like the international communication sphere. And then also like one of my passions is like basically talking about international affairs and getting people like on the ground interested in like being able to talk to you about it. Somebody who don't have like any type of idea of what's going on in international affairs and they would still be able to understand it.
Okay, got you. I think a few weeks back, I talked to somebody else who was doing international communications. I don't know if they were doing it for affairs, but I think they were doing communications. And I think they had been to other countries too, and then came here to like pursue it at least a lot more. Mm-hmm. So I actually want to ask you a little bit about what you were saying in terms of getting people to understand it. Like, what do you kind of mean like that by that? Do you mean like somebody like comes to you to ask you questions about it, or what does this kind of like look like?
So international affairs is like really interesting because unless you're like involved in that world, you don't really have any clue of what's going on. And then also the way that the information is written, it's written like very high level grammar, high level vocabulary.
I'm on that 5th grade, so like I'm not going.
Exactly. Like somebody. I mean, you know, and it's a very real issue because didn't they say like more than 60% of the United States cannot read at a 6th grade reading level?
That's true.
That's like it's very important that stuff is like, you know, I hate to say it, but dumbed down.
No, no, I agree with that much. Okay, so are you then saying for helping people understand it, you dumb down the writing of international affairs, or like if I wanted to learn about it, like what would that process kind of look like for me if I wanted to learn about it?
So you can dumb it. I say dumb it down by, you know, not.
Well, I mean, not in that way. Like, I mean, okay. For example, you were like, okay, I teach people about this. So if you were going to teach someone, how would they kind of come to you? I just want to know what that process kind of looks like.
Okay, so right now, I'm kind of I post a lot on TikTok.
Sure.
And my method,
got you.
my method for getting people in is by relating, you know, different issues to something that's a little bit more mundane.
Got you.
So I went viral a couple weeks ago for talking about like capitalism, but I did that by talking about like the price of chicken wings and talking about how, like, you know, nobody ever talks about how chicken wings, we getting scammed by the chicken wing industry because chicken wings are actually a drumette, a flat, and a wing tip. That's one wing. Yeah. But when we go to wing places, they are selling one wing as a drumette or a flat. You see what I'm saying? When really,
to a degree, I'm not a chicken expert, so I'm like, I know the regular wing, but like a drum, I know. Okay, yeah, I kind of get it. I get what you mean.
A wing is actually a drumette plus a flat plus a wingtip, but they selling us the drumette. And they're saying that that's a full wing, and they're charging us the full wing price. If that's not getting bamboozled by capitalism, I don't know what that fucking is.
Okay, I got you. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so I guess for international affairs, you teach people by using social media. Is that kind of what it looks like?
Exactly.
Okay, got you. Okay, that's like the main thing I wanted to understand. I'm like, oh, you kind of like teach people is like, okay, you work somewhere and they come to you. But okay, that's actually really cool. Okay, awesome. I mean, that's pretty much all I want to kind of ask. That was pretty smooth. Okay, what was your name again?
Jared.
Okay, nice to meet you, Jared. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Sorry to hold up your friend. That time though. We go one at a time. There we go. What is your name?
Amisha.
Nice to meet you, Amisha. I'm Ollie. So, quick rundown of what's going on here.
Where is this going?
YouTube. Okay. Yeah. So, what else is there? It's going on OnlyFans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
No, but TikTok, it's more likely people would recognize.
Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, you're famous on TikTok. But anyway, okay, first.
I'm famous on TikTok, yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right, we gonna get in there. I guess that your anyway. So first, the FYAM podcast, to give you a quick rundown, I'm going to be asking you here. So I'm just talking to people from different walks of life, hearing about their experiences, mainly with career and with girls. I'm asking a little bit about dating too, to like help guys out there. So that's pretty much the line of questioning. That cool?
Is this for helping guys?
Yeah. It's for young ambitious men. That's what it stands for, FYAM. Well, you didn't really see the sign, but so it's fine.
Okay, sure.
But first, do you live in DC or just kind of visiting with the homies?
I live in DC.
Okay, cool. Have you lived here for a while?
No, I just moved here.
Got you. So I'm guessing that's for work, yeah?
For school.
Oh, for school. Where do you go to school?
Georgetown Law.
Got you. Oh, so lawyer is the pathway, yeah?
Yes. Hopefully, if I graduate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you planning on not graduating? You got to go do the schoolwork. Okay. At least from studying law, is this something that from the childhood, you're like, okay, I want to get into law, I'm interested in it? Or is like, I'm trying different things and now I want to go into law?
I think since like high school, I was interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just decided, okay, this is kind of like something I want to pursue long term, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
no, that's not okay.
No, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what are maybe some lessons that you've learned from studying law that you might have not realized? I guess in high school you're like, oh, I want to get into this, but now you're studying it and you're like, whoa, I didn't know it was going to kind of be like this, or just anything interesting at all. That deep question.
Well, it's been 4 weeks.
Oh, so very early.
It's harder than I thought.
In terms of doing the schoolwork or getting the stuff done?
Yeah, doing the work.
Okay, gotcha.
So what did I learn?
It's been 4 weeks, if anything.
Nothing yet.
No, what's going on?
Nothing yet.
So we put you in the courtroom right now, you're cooked.
I'm cooked. Nobody wants me as their lawyer right now.
I mean, you were early, but like, I guess, okay, cool. But at least long term, you do want to become a lawyer. That's kind of the goal, yeah.
That's the goal.
Okay, cool. So that looks smooth. Okay. But otherwise, you're early in that. So good luck from that pathway. Okay. So I'm going to ask a little bit about dating now. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear about the guys. Are we good? Are we great? We hating dudes right now. Yeah. Be talking shit about them on the TikTok. What's kind of going on? And be brutally honest, because, yeah, she be doing it. That's what they be doing. But anyway.
Okay,
I just want to hear a little bit about it. Be brutally honest, and help my guys out. But I'm gonna defend the man camp, of course.
Just open-ended, guys.
Yeah,
What
like
do I
dating. Are we good? Any issues in particular? Like, I have this problem. Why are dudes doing this? I have an issue with this. That kind of like line of answering.
Guys suck. They suck. When they're 22 years old, they suck.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
when do you think we were at our best?
I mean, time's gonna tell. I don't know.
That's true.
I might be lesbian by that time.
Bro, I ain't good luck with that shit, bro. Yeah. Okay, at least you said at 22 guys kind of suck. Is there maybe anything in particular that you have a problem with the 22? Oh, damn, you got the list, bro. You know what the fuck, bro? All right, go ahead.
They're manipulative, emotionally immature.
That's true, yeah.
Cheap.
Oh.
Why are we splitting the bill?
I mean, he's 22 though. But like, I get it. But go ahead. Keep going.
But we could have gone to the park. We didn't have to go to dinner.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So manipulative. You said, what was the second thing you said?
Emotionally immature.
Immature. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you said cheap. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I mean, at least what I would say for my guys out there, or what I always suggest to my guys, I want them to always.
It's a long interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right now. I just wanted to hear this part. There's no way. I'll make it nice and quick right now. So I just wanted to hear, just kind of hear your opinion. For a lot of my guys out here, what I want them to do is be in a leadership position. I don't think a guy should ever really be splitting a bill with a girl. I think a guy should plan all the dates, plan everything. You show up, you were there, you are excited to see him because he's taking care of everything. You like that?
100%.
Yeah. For the maturity thing, I will say though, you're a guy at 22, you're probably not going to get the maturity that you'd want.
No,
like,
I'm not.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, so if you do want that, you're gonna have to deal with a guy who's older. Like that's what's just gonna.
Yeah, but like then when they're older, it's kind of scary.
I mean, that's true, but it's kind of like you can't have your cake and want to eat it too. It's like.
But why? Like, why are there so many emotionally mature women at 22 and guys get a free pass at 22?
What are you constituting like emotional maturity? Because that's even a kind of a loaded term. What do you mean by that? Like, what does emotional maturity look like for you? If you can sum it up.
Like being able to express your feelings.
Oh, I mean, okay, that's actually very good here. I mean, I could go into a really long caveat here, but what I will say, okay, not being emotionally mature. Most of the time, the reason why guys aren't like that is because you guys don't actually like when we are like that. Because a lot of guys, when we're like,
it's my fault.
No. It really is though. But let me explain though, because a lot of the times when
I thought this podcast was about bettering men.
No, it is. But it is. I mean, that's why I gotta explain this. Okay, so the thing with being emotionally available, it's like if a guy's emotionally mature, he's actually going to be stable in his emotions. Understand? Yeah. Like he's not.
I understand.
Yeah. So
you don't have to mansplain emotional maturity to me.
Oh yeah, of course. That's why I wanted to understand what you meant by that. So at least, yeah. I mean, if a guy's like stable in his emotions, he's not really gonna give a fuck. He's gonna kind of be. He's gonna seem like he's standoffish when it's just,
emotional maturity doesn't mean not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like, he's not gonna show a lot of emotion all the time. He's not gonna be like talk about his emotions because that's what you want. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm missing what you're saying.
So you were saying. So you were saying. You were saying that. Okay, I want guys to be emotionally mature.
Yes.
So what that looks like for you, and let me make sure I'm not mischaracterizing what you're saying here. What that looks like for you is like expressing emotion. Is that correct, or what is
appropriate? Like they don't need to be like emotionally unstable, but yeah, like being able to express emotion, I think is important.
That's kind of interesting because what I would just say with that, at least with most guys, the reason why they're not, I'll just say like why, kind of, just to explain. Okay. The reason why is because usually you guys don't like when we express emotion, or a lot of it.
Why are you telling me what I like?
No, I'm not telling you what you like. I'm telling
you that like 99% of girls would say that they're happy with their man being able to express emotion.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, 99% of girls also were like, oh, I don't really like a guy when he does that. That's why.
Where are those girls? Where are those girls? I don't know.
No. I'm just saying from the male experience here. Like we've seen that you guys don't actually like when we're like that. So that's why a lot of guys. That's why I'm explaining why you're experiencing what you're experiencing.
So is this about getting input from women, or is it about telling women what they feel?
No, it's actually kind of no. It's more like I want to hear what you're experiencing, and then I'm like explaining it so guys understand why you guys are
You're not
experiencing.
explaining anything to guys. You're explaining it to me.
No, of course, because I also want you to understand too as well, like why you're because like I'm guessing you want a relationship in the future too, right?
I think I'm gonna be lesbian.
I know you said that shit too, but at least I'm explaining to you too, so you understand why.
Got it. Okay.
But at least
Thank you for explaining.
no, of course, but at least for guys, at least on our end though,
Yeah.
what I would say. Like I was saying, I want you guys to be in a leadership role. You said you don't like when guys are trying to go 50-50 with you, right? Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't want guys to do that either because you guys don't like that. Understand? Remember that part? Yeah. So that's like.
I mean, I think paying for a bill and emotional maturity are like two different categories of like characteristics.
No, of course. I was just like, because you were saying that was one of the issues for you. So I was saying, hey, just pay for the bill.
Yes.
That's what I was kind of asking about the emotional maturity thing because I wanted to fully understand what you meant by that. So then I'm just explaining why guys are like that. It's not that like they want to not be emotional. It's just that when they are, they've been punished for it. That's why you're experiencing it, is what I'm saying. So I'm not going to recommend the guys to be emotional if you guys say you do like it, but then
I think there's a difference between being emotional and having emotional maturity. I think if you say someone's emotional, that almost implies that they don't have control over their emotions.
Yeah.
I think emotional maturity is being able to express your emotions when it is appropriate and when you have them. And I don't think 99% of girls are turned off by a guy who is able to say how he feels.
Well, I'd say there you'd be surprised because a lot of guys, that's what they say.
Okay, maybe I'll be surprised.
But I mean, at least that's what you'll experience. Hopefully, in the future, you'll have a situation where a guy's kind of like that and you're cool with it. But we'll have to see there. That's why I just want to explain why that's kind of going on. But that's like I want to tell them like, hey, be this way if that doesn't seem to be working. Understand?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, bro.
I didn't think this was about me understanding.
I try to. I'm helping everybody out too. I'm just like that one is just kind of like a neutral spot because I can't really help guys with that one if that's like the situation pretty much.
Got it. Okay. Well, then guys are fucked.
Yes,
If emotional maturity is not something that you're willing to work on, you will be single.
Nope. I mean, hey, we'll just have to see. Thank you so much for sitting down, though. I like the necklace, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course.
My 60th birthday gift from a pastor in Apollo Beach, Florida.
Got you. Well, was this a recent birthday?
Father's Day, 2 days after.
Okay, got you. Well, happy 60th. Even though I'm guessing it's not near the time, but happy 60th at least. But first, anyway, what is your name?
Diet Coke Phil.
Diet Coke Phil, man. Nice to meet you. I'm Ollie.
Nice to meet you, Ollie.
Got you. So pretty much what I got going on here is the FYAM podcast. It's for young, ambitious men. So I'm talking to people from different walks of life, kind of hearing about their experiences, mainly with career, because maybe a guy can learn from something that you've been through or you're currently studying. Is that cool? That's kind of be the line of questioning here.
That'd be fine.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so first I want to ask, do you live in D.C.? Are you visiting currently? What's kind of going on?
I've been working in D.C. since September of 2000, but I'm officially moving to D.C. this year.
Wow, it's like 2 decades, man. That's great. Okay, so you've been working here, but you're officially about to move here, yeah?
That's correct.
Okay, got you. So what's the work that I guess over the past 20 years that you've kind of been doing here? If you're continuing to do it even when you move here?
Well, I was brought to D.C. in September of 2000 as a lobbyist for the payday loan industry, as I was president of the state association in Michigan, where I owned 44 payday loan and check cashing stores.
Wow. Okay, so what was like doing that like? Like, what are maybe some lessons that you've learned from doing that? At least for so long.
I would say 90% of politicians are corrupt and 95% of lawyers are too.
Okay, that's actually wow. Okay, I want to ask you a few questions about that. I kind of I could really rate that, and since you've been around it so long, you've noticed that. So, what I kind of ask here: have you seen some politicians get into power, right? And maybe they started off being benevolent. They were in a position where, like, hey, I actually want to help people. I care about kind of what's going on. But maybe over time they became corrupt, or was it kind of like, no, from the jump, corruption?
Well, I mean, you have to tell a story to get elected. So that's where the lies begin in most of them. But I, unfortunately, was born into this business. My uncle was one of the most corrupt uh, mayors in Flint, Michigan's history, which was the beginning of the water crisis. So my uncle in 1991 spent about $2 million to become fifth out of five in a primary to become mayor of Flint. In 95, he bought off all the good candidates. I decided to run against him. 99, well, then he lost in the worst landslide in Flint's history. 99, he sat out. 2003, he finally bought his way into becoming mayor of Flint when it was under receivership. He had gained the trust with monetary contributions to all the 9 city council people. And then once he received power, it was out of control, right? He won by the smallest margin in history in 2007, and then we got him recalled in 2009 with 18,000 signatures collected, where only 6,000 people voted in the 2007 election.
Wow. So like you got to see like the whole, and it's crazy since this was in your family. You really got to like see it happen, and that's when the lies kind of started. So it was even from the jump, not even once they got to power and saw the power that the corruption started. It's like from the beginning, I'm already planning to do this just for my own selfish reasons. Would you attest to that?
Absolutely. After experience it, I mean, my uncle was a felon. He was a mob boss. He went to prison in the 60s. My family watched his children while he was in jail.
So he was already,
yeah, I mean,
not crazy, but like already in like, had that mentality.
Right.
Or corrupt mentality.
Exactly. And, I mean, my uncle was a felon that got elected, but it cost him $20 million to become mayor of Flint. What really could you do for Flint besides, steal from the people? That was his goal. I mean, he screwed people individually for his entire life, groups at a time, but, at the masses once he was elected.
Okay. So then the question I would kind of ask here, because at least, so it's almost like even just from that situation, you've been able to just see, okay, everybody's kind of corrupt. Have you seen a situation where a politician has come to power and they're not corrupt at all? They're like, no, I'm strictly about the mission. I don't want to take any money. That's going to make me make other decisions. From the jump, I'm fully consistent in what I believe and what I want to do for the people that I'm working around, whether it's being mayor or just being in Congress or anything like that.
Unfortunately, I have not experienced that. Most of the politicians in my long career, which started in 1991 when my uncle first ran for mayor. Prior to that, I had dated a senator's daughter. I had worked on a corrupt Sheriff Joe Wilson, his campaign back in Genesee County. Art Bush, which was a very corrupt prosecuting attorney in Genesee County. He started his campaign in my bar in 1991. I've just been around it all my life, but it was my uncle, Donald J. Williamson, that, I was born into the industry.
Gotcha. Wow. I mean, that's honestly really surprising. I'm like, I would think at some point, like a politician would get in there and like, no, I want to stick to my guns. But it's like every single time it's like the corruption is kind of already there. At least from what I've seen, if I ever end up ending up in the government, I would do everything in my power to not be corrupt at all. And I don't know what maybe some steps would kind of look like for that, but what would you think of, Alex? And be kind of last thing I'll kind of ask you, I don't want to hold you too long. What would you think would be some steps that somebody could take going into government to not end up corrupt, or do you just kind of think it's a situation where it just is what it is?
Well, I mean, number one, you can't take donations. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, whoever gives you the donations is really in power of your office.
Facts.
And that's where it begins. But how do you get elected? You have to have the donations, to have the advertisement, to have the grassroots campaigns to get elected, unless you're someone like my uncle that had a war chest that just bought his own way, but he had his own agenda, always did, and did until he died.
Wow.
So, but I mean, there needs to be transparency in office. And if somebody comes up and says, I will be transparent, and has some steps to prove that, then maybe that's somebody you can trust. But I mean, I really honestly can't. In my history of being around this, I used to respect Joe Conroy, the Senator Joe Conroy, very much so. In my early ages, that's when I dated his daughter Kelly. But then, he got out of office, and he went to work for my uncle. And as soon as he went to work for my uncle, I knew he had a different agenda. And so then, that followed back through history, which I didn't follow politics when I was in high school, bill by bill. But, it's just, here's an interesting situation. In 1991, my uncle, he spends $2 million to come fifth out of five. He ran against a guy by the name of Dan Kildee, who was one of the biggest pussies ever to get elected into Congress. He really was. I mean, the Flint water crisis, the victims are still owed $680 million, and he goes and
but I've never studied the situation.
Yeah, he goes and retires. Do your job, Kildee, but he never did. But in 1992, through the guidance of my uncle's son, Scott Williamson, we opened a adult entertainment bar on Dort Highway in Flint, Michigan. A friend of mine, Scott Kincaid, a UAW leader, was the president. He might have been the president of the city council at the time, but he waged war on the entire industry just to shut us down. Got paid $35,000 reportedly from my uncle under a tree on Parkside Drive. We're the only ones that got shut down. In 1993, I decided that it's so political and politics are so corrupt. I want to see what's inside. So I decided to run for office. My bouncer, very unique guy, arms the size of your neck, and he comes up to me. He says, my dad's a minister, and he has a message that he wanted to give to you. And I said, what is that? His name was Enrique, and still is. Retired guy now, probably 65 years old, but, worked as a doorman most of his life. I said, what's the message from his father? He says, my father said, I'd rather have you be in the strip bar business exploiting single women than be in politics because it's a much cleaner business. And that holds true.
Wow.
Every politician is only in for himself and nobody else. And that's my 40 years experience. And I would debate anybody on the challenge.
Wow. Nah, that's absolutely incredible. I'm so glad that I had this conversation. And honestly, I think that's just one of the biggest things. When you said the donor thing, I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like, one thing that I've realized, at least because I'm early in studying politics a lot more, I've started to pay attention to it a lot more. I'm 24 now, so I've started to pay attention to it a lot more. And that's always the biggest thing. If you want to understand how a politician is going to move, what I've noticed is it's always follow the money. Who's donating them, who's giving them money. That's really what's going to dictate what's going to kind of go on, or how they're going to kind of move, because, that's how they're being able to even get elected in the first place. So now you're beholden to do whatever somebody has paid you to do rather than the people who have voted for you. So yeah, I can definitely understand that. But hopefully, hey, if I ever end up in office, I'll do whatever it takes to try to win without taking out any outside money so I can maintain my integrity for sure. So I just want to thank you so much for that conversation. What was your name again?
Actually, my name is Philip Locke.
Philip Locke. Okay.
But I go by Diet Coke Phil or DC Phil.
Got you. Thank you so much, Philip. That was
Nice to
awesome.
meet you.
No, that was an incredible conversation. Thank you so
right.
much. Yep. Yeah, why not, bro? You only live once. I bet. Say less. Like the jacket, by the way, man.
Appreciate you, boss.
What's your name, man?
My name is Amari.
All right, nice to meet you, Amari. I'm Ali, bro.
Ollie, nice to meet you,
Yeah.
boss.
Okay, so first I want to kind of ask you, live in DC, or are you chilling with the homies? What's kind of going on?
I'm chilling with the homies. I live in the suburbs, Silver Spring. Shout out
I'm in Silver Spring too.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
Brain,
up,
all right,
brother?
there. Yeah, Margaret.
What's up?
Okay, man.
So wait, is this camera angle? Is it zoomed in on me or no?
I mean, it's at a distance. It's at a distance. Yeah, it's seeing us like fully. Yeah, of course.
Okay. What you got for me then?
Okay, so Ben, I want to ask you a little bit about like your career, kind of like what your study, or maybe you're in school. But I want to hear a little bit about that.
Okay, so like I own a tech company.
Say less.
I'm
Okay.
doing like my own little grind. I got a medium-sized team by like 10, 12 people.
Say less. Okay.
We doing government contracts,
Okay.
public contracts.
Being near DC area, this is the place to do it, right?
Exactly. So what you got for me?
Okay, so I kind of want to ask a little bit, how did you decide to get into this? Because let's say a guy wants to get into what you're doing, wants to start his own tech company. So I kind of asked that kind of line of questioning because I want guys to like hear about shit like, oh, okay, that's how to move with this. I can get a real-time experience. So, okay, so first I want to ask, how did you decide to get into this? It's like, okay, I've always wanted to start my own tech company, or I'm like, I've tried different things. I'm like, boom, I want to get into this.
I got you. So my dad is what got me into it. So my parents are foreign. obviously they want me to be lawyer.
Where you from?
Okay, so I'm half Liberian, half Guyanese, so half South American, half African. You know what I mean?
I'm Nigerian and Cameroon.
Oh, okay, my brother. So look, I just want to say, like, my parents instilled the hustle in me. Okay, so I've seen my dad work his ass off every single day. I've seen him get up at 3:00 in the morning, drop us off at my grandma's, and then he go to work. That's why I started my company, from my parents. You know what I mean?
That's tough, bro.
That's why I have the drive I have.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at least like having a little tech company, at least, or even starting out, what are like maybe some lessons that you've learned from building, or like what's the kind of even tech that you sell? You say you do government contracting.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's like tech infrastructure. So like all the things you see behind the walls, like internet, phone, security, key fobs, audio, speakers.
Gotcha.
I am literally the wires behind the wall. Like, in order for you to have a good time at night, for to have the club, to have the music bumping,
Yes.
I put all the wires there. For you to have security, scan your key fob, that's me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess what I was noticing, like in every single business, every single like type of business, you have your own unique problems and lessons that you kind of have to overcome to do it, right?
Yes.
So what is maybe a unique thing for you that you've kind of like had to like learn? Like you said, you're like, okay, for example, you're in the club. I'm the one who sets up the wires. What's that kind of process look like? Because you already have a team too, so I'm guessing like that's for scaling purposes. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so like there's been like tons of things. Like, it's all real world experience, if I'm going to be honest. They'll teach you in class, but there's things that you don't know until you experience it in real life. Like, I've had guys where I've started my own insurance policy. My insurance policy is $2 million. I've had guys ready to walk off a roof of a building and burn my insurance policy. I literally, last week, I paid $12,000 because people dropped the Wendy's menu board outside. So there's things that you don't know that are happening as an entrepreneur that you have to be aware of. So all I would say is prepare for the worst.
Yeah, because you got to be ready to adapt, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's really lit. So I guess last kind of question I'll kind of ask you here, at least into the long term, what do you want your tech company to kind of look like, or like in terms of like scale into the future? What do you want to kind of look like?
So I want it to be sustainable. At the end of the day, the reason why I did this is for my parents. So I want to be able to have it where I don't have to operate anything and it's day to day.
Yeah, you just want to own it.
I just want to own it, and I want to be able to make sure that my parents are good. My mom is good. My little sister is good. My dad is good. That is the reason why I do it. If you don't have a purpose to do it, then don't do it. Yeah. Work for somebody else. Yeah. Entrepreneurship is hard. If you don't have a purpose, don't do it. That's what I would say. Okay,
say less, bro. I appreciate that, bro. What was your name again?
Amari.
Nice, appreciate it, man. Yeah, bro. And much success with the tech company. Yeah, bro.
I like this little setup.
Yeah, bro. Nice, smooth, bro. That's a great, bro.
Look. If y'all want to add me, it's Amari Nurse at Instagram. OMARI, nurse like a nurse.
You want a tech job? You got you.
Yeah, if you want a tech job, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, say that, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Yeah, bro. That's why the chat here. Yeah, bro. Of course. My name is Ali. What is your name?
Ali, I'm Zach. Nice
to meet you, bro. Okay, so I don't know if he give you a little rundown of kind of what I'm asking here.
Rundown.
Okay, I got you. So basically, it's the FYAM podcast. It's for young, ambitious men. I'm talking to people. Yeah. So I'm talking to people from different walks of life, getting their experience, mainly with like career, because maybe a guy wants to get into what you're currently either studying or you already have a career already. He kind of wants to hear a little bit about it. So like, okay, boom, he kind of knows that going into it. So that's kind of line of questioning. That cool?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right, bet. Okay, so first I want to ask, do you live in DC?
I do live in DC.
Okay. Have you lived here for a while?
I mean, I went to school here. I graduated, and I really liked it, so I decided to stay.
What school did you go to?
GW.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of GW. I've heard American. That's the main one.
It's a classic situation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Once you live here, you get used to it. Okay, cool. Okay, so then Ali's career. So what are you currently pursuing right now?
I want to work in public service. I want to help people. At this point, my opinion, government's kind of like not the best. It's a tough place to do that at the moment.
Sure.
But I'd like to pursue that in some capacity. Okay. Looking to uplift people, uplift communities, like encourage people to help each other, encourage people to care for each other on like an actual level.
Empathetic type level.
Yeah, because we're all here together. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of forces, working against people, and I think people should love each other and support each other, politically, economically, in many ways. Yeah.
So I kind of ask you, at least from a public service standpoint, is there maybe anything specific that you'd want to do? Because obviously, you're like, I want to help a lot of people, and that's kind of like broad to a degree. Yeah. So is there maybe a specific thing, or it's kind of like, okay, I'm looking at like kind of everything, and I'm like, boom, this is my lane, or I want to do it all?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super picky, and I think in the landscape we live in, things are always changing.
Agreed.
So I I think that the role that I would love to take on is always sort of changing. I think uh, activism happens in a lot of ways nowadays, and I would love to do my part. Whether it's social media, it's policy, it's politics, anything like that. I would love to do my part because I think people nowadays, like I think with the, I mean, can I give my opinion?
Of course, no, of course. Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
I think with the party in power and the government in power we have now, like people are being suppressed, people in our communities are being oppressed, and I think a lot of people don't care, and I think that's sad. And I think people should realize that their brothers and sisters around them need to be uplifted and cared for. And that can happen in a lot of ways. And I think the government is a good tool to do that. That is not being utilized to the fullest extent at the
I
moment.
would say probably the best way. That's the government.
That's the best way. Yeah, right.
Now, where else you going? You going to stand
Right
outside?
now, it's just being used to put people down, especially in DC. In my opinion.
No, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. And what I'd even kind of ask you, okay, so would you almost say then, even when we talk about public service, would it be more like you'd actually want to get into politics and become a politician, or you'd want to be a political activist just like through social media, for example?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how that role is best suited nowadays. When I think of personally pursuing greatness in my personal career,
Sure.
I think of it more in the ways that I can affect other people's lives. And
So it doesn't have to maybe be working directly in the government. It could just be like being an activist, for example.
a lot of times it definitely would not mean that. It could, it depends on the person, it depends on the community. And I think that if there's a community of people who need certain things, and if I could help in any way to meet that for them, that would be a personal goal for me.
Smooth. I mean, I would argue that there's a million ways to do that. So like,
and there's a lot of different people.
yeah. So it's like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you commit to a lane, should be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What does that mean for you?
What
Ambition personally for you. How did you get to this point?
Oh, I mean, that's a very good question. I can even tell my audience a little bit more about this too. At least for me, I just enjoy learning. I enjoy knowledge. I think, and knowledge to me, defining it would be like just experience. Like everything that is around us is just based off somebody's learned experience. Somebody,
People are interesting.
yeah, that's why I'm telling you.
Right,
It's lit
yeah.
to like be out here, and I think also a lot of guys are chronically online. So I kind of like think it's important to come out here and like talk to people, get people's opinions on different stuff because it allows you to learn. You know what I'm saying? You might think you kind of know everything, but you don't really know what you know until you get like real experiences.
Sure.
So like, at least from that degree, for me, I just want to learn. I'm like, okay, if I'm learning, I'm enjoying what I'm learning. I enjoy being a winner. I'm very ambitious. I'm like, well, there's a lot of guys that are already kind of like that too. So I might as well document kind of my own learning for myself.
There is a step to take with what you said with going out.
Yeah. No, of
That's
course.
a big step for people.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I'm even sitting out here kind of doing this. I'm like, hey man, if you want to do this too, you can kind of do that as well. So that's pretty much why I do this. Like, it's for me. Like I'm doing it for me, but because I'm doing it for me, people can kind of benefit from it too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
so like, that's pretty much why I do it. So I mean, otherwise, man, I appreciate that, man. What was your name again?
Zach.
Thank you
Nice
so
to
much,
meet you,
man.
man. What's
Okay,
your name?
cool. Ollie.
Ollie.
Oh yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't gonna make you wait and then you get to do nothing. What's your name, man?
Grayson.
Grayson, I'm Ollie.
Ollie, nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Okay, so first, same kind of line of question, of course, too. So first, I kind of want to ask, do you live in D.C. as well, or?
So I've been living in DC for the past 4 years, but I'm moving to New York in like a couple months.
Oh wow, so you're about to leave?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so I'm guessing is that for a career reason, right?
Yeah, career.
Okay, at least first, then to ask, how did you feel about D.C. Like kind of living here? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Well, I love DC. I went to school here. I went to GW, and I just got a job in New York, and that's where I'm moving. So.
Okay, cool. I mean, it should be a lit experience. What's the career that you're going to be pursuing there?
So I'm doing financial consulting. So I mean, I'm excited for it, but I mean, DC's way prettier than New York, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm excited to move, and I'm looking forward to it. It's just kind of hard to leave DC.
Yeah, no, I bet, bro. At least, okay. So doing financial consulting in New York, is financial consulting kind of something that you've always kind of been into, or it's like, hey, I've tried different things and now I want to kind of get into it?
It's a great question. It kind of found me. I've always been in the business element of the field, and it kind of found me. I applied, and I kind of found my passion in financial consulting, and I'm excited to start my career. It's also like, I'm 22. It's interesting to see how it's going to go, but like, I'm glad that like I found my start, and couldn't be happier doing anything else.
Okay, so at least when it comes to pursuing financial consulting, is there any? Because I know you were even saying just now, like you're early, but is there any like interesting lessons that you've learned? Because let's say a guy out there wants to get into the financial consulting. What are maybe some things that you've learned from what you've already currently studied or experienced that are like, hey, you need to know this. This is kind of really important.
Well, with anything in business, it's just like work-life balance. Like a lot of people value just like slaving away at a 9 to 5 or like spending their time in Excel, but I've found that working just to live your life, like making experiences, finding the love of your life, finding your best friends, have always felt more fulfilling to me. And finding a career that kind of allows that to happen is more important than finding a career that makes you the most money.
Okay, I see. So you're kind of almost like noticing, and I would say that I think this is important for all my guys to understand. At least what I would say, like at least most guys would want it to be in a position where you're working or the work that you are doing is like fulfilling to the point that it doesn't almost kind of feel like work is what I'd argue. Because of course it's for ambitious guys. So what I would always say is like it's not even mentioning work-life balance here. It's not even. It's almost like it shouldn't even feel like you're balancing anything. If you like work that you are doing and you're getting to meet people that you like, it's like you don't even have to try to balance anything. You're just doing kind of what you're doing, whether this means that you are working a lot or you're not working a lot, right? So that's what I would say for you. It's like, hey, I'm not even just doing this because I want to make the most money. But what I've actually noticed is that if you even love what you're doing and you're enjoying the pathway, regardless, like you end up being able to make a lot of money anyway. I feel like if you're just in something to just make a lot of money, you get to a point that you even want to go any harder. You don't want to learn more. Could you kind of attest to that at all? And at all, if you're like kind of thinking about that?
Well, I've been in a career that makes a lot of money, but it isn't fulfilling. And I mean, you could probably speak to this, Ali. Like for young ambitious men, like you're out here pursuing your passion, and I'm sure it feels a lot better than working behind the desk. Because like I'm 9 to 5 and out, and I have time for my love life. I have time for my social life, and that's way more important because a lot of people just confine themselves in like this is American life. Like I got to make the most money. I got to make my parents proud. But just like just work on yourself, and if you're happy, why do you care about anyone else's opinion?
No, and I'd actually attest to that a lot. That's kind of why I was even saying, I'm like, well, if you're doing work that doesn't even fulfill you because you're just thinking about the money, well, it's like obviously you're going to burn out very quickly. Because you'd get to a point where, hey, I mean, at least if you have a situation where you're doing work that I would say fulfills you. Because for example, I could sit here and do this all day, like just sitting here talking. No, I really could just sit here and just do it day after day, and just be sitting out here all night and just be sitting here talking because I enjoy it that much. So like I just want to do this. It's like I'm addicted to it. I'm obsessed by it. But like if I was just doing this for maybe just money, I'd be like, bro, have I hit? Is it 5 p.m. yet? I'm kind of out of here. So I mean, I just want all guys to kind of be in a situation where you're doing work that you actually love doing, and of course, if you can meet guys that love it as much as you do, or you have people that you're around that you really like, I think that's the most ideal situation. So at least I would hope in New York, that's kind of the situation you find. So you said you're actually about to leave, right?
I am in 3 days.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think that staying in New York would be something that you'd want to do long term, or is like I'd want to come back to DC at some point, and we could kind of wrap up there?
Well, I would love to come back to DC just because New York is well, New York has a funny way of making you feel small, but DC, everything's smaller than Washington Monument, no skyscrapers. It's a lot more navigatable, you know, like I don't know. It just feels more like I don't know, that you could live here as opposed to New York is temporary. But I would love to ask you a question.
Oh yeah, no, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so Ali, how's your love life going?
How's my love life?
And look, what advice would you give to young men out there?
Oh, I be talking about dating all the time on my channel, but I mean, I would say me personally, right now, I'm not really focused on girls at all. I'm really focused on like winning my ambition. So I'm not really dating that much. Kind of what I've said or suggested before for at least guys that, you know, you have really big dreams for the future. You want to be able to work a lot. I only really mess with girls maybe 2 months out of like 9 months out of my out of the entire year. Like, cause I want to spend all that time just working and grinding because I enjoy doing this. And this is important to me. I want this to be a really big thing, massive thing in the future. And naturally, you know, you're going to have to make trade-offs for that. Yeah. You know, for some guys are like, Ali, I can't really do that. And that's fine. But that's kind of like what the stakes are for me. So that's kind of how I decided to move. And there was another question that you asked. What was the other thing you asked?
Well, do you think they could work in tandem with your love life and your career?
Well, what I would say here is like, it depends more on your preference. So it's kind of like, yes. And in some ways, yes and no. It's like, okay, for you, you can set it up in a way where it's like, okay, I have a few months where I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying the love life. If I want to have something long term, if I want to do stuff that's just kind of short term, it's kind of up to you. So it's like more like a stylistic thing than it is this works, this doesn't work. It's like what works best for you in your current situation. So that's kind of how I'm moving right now. I'm not really interested or like really concerned. And I'm also in the business in my mind of having kids. So I don't, yeah, bro, I don't have sex unless I want to have kids. So like even me, I'm kind of almost like pushing it a little bit more. I'm like, stay away from me unless you want a baby. You want a baby? I'm in the business of children. I love kids, so that's kind of like my situation. Yeah.
It was a pleasure talking.
No, of course you too. What was your name again?
Grayson.
Grayson, yeah, bro. I appreciate the question, bro.
The best, man.
Yeah, no, I wish you the best as well,
Thank
man.
you,
I
man.
hope you enjoy fucking New York. This shit gonna be lit. Yeah, young ambitious man. I'm talking to people from different walks of life, hearing about their experiences, because maybe a guy can learn from it. Yeah, man.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
I have a mint in my mouth.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. What's your name, man?
I am Damon.
Nice to meet you, Damon. I am Ollie.
Ollie. Good to meet
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So first, I kind of want to ask, because like I was saying, I'm going to ask you a little bit about career and stuff like that, or your experiences, so a guy can learn from. But first, do you live in DC?
I do not.
Okay. So you're just visiting right now, yeah?
No, I live in Alexandria.
Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, you basically here.
I am in the DMV, but people seem to get offended if I say I'm from DC when I live across the river.
Bro, I be saying it like whenever I go to like different states or anything like that. I'm always saying like, bro, I'm from DC. I'm like, you from DC? I'm like, yeah, man, you know how we do it. Even though I'm like from Silver Spring, but you know it works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So at least you live in Alexandria. I'm guessing you have a career down there. What's the kind of career you're pursuing right now?
Well, I'm an attorney.
You're an attorney. Okay. Cool. Okay. How long have you been an attorney?
Oh God. For a very long time, since 1996. I became an attorney so I would not have to do math. So I'll let you.
You don't gotta do any math as an attorney?
No.
Okay, so you've been an attorney for a while. Can you tell me a little bit about like your experiences with being an attorney, or maybe let's say a guy wants to become an attorney. What are maybe some lessons that you can kind of learn about this?
Oh, I think everybody should become an attorney. I think that I am not one of the. Most of the attorneys that I know will discourage people from going into law. I think that's a mistake. I think that the best thing that a person can do for themselves is to understand the law that surrounds them, because there is nothing in life that you're not affected by the law. If you get married, you're affected by
I'm doing that.
law. If you slip and fall in your neighbor's house, your rights affected by the law. When you go and buy a car and it breaks down, your rights are affected by the law. Everything.
What about self-defense? Sorry to interrupt.
Everything. Yeah. Even somebody comes into your house and you need to do self-defense to defend yourself. I mean, what your rights are, you know that as an attorney. Everything. There's nothing that in your life that isn't touched by the law. So I think it only behooves us to actually understand what those actual rights are. So I encourage people to go and become lawyers. I've loved being a lawyer. I've mostly been a litigator, which means I love going to court. The last 15 years or so, unfortunately, I've been doing more like contract litigation, which is more writing briefs out. But I started my career as a state prosecutor, and I loved being a litigator. I love doing that.
Okay, so the I kind of ask you here is at least what I would say is that even if I wasn't an attorney, then I would kind of say that it'd be very important to then study the law, especially with the state that you live in. Because what's even crazier to me is like not even just like you need to study the law, but especially for where you live, the area you kind of live in, because the laws are different based by state, right? So it's like for you, you're like everyone should be an attorney because there's so many things that you don't know that you can't actually do, or certain rights that you don't realize you have when you're making certain moves. And you could avoid a lot of legal trouble if you studied the law a lot more. Would you attest to that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even if I mean, you'll see on YouTube a lot that you'll see these videos where people are pulled over, and it's like, what are
these
my
body
rights?
cams? Yeah.
What do I have to do? Or if you're walking down the street and a cop stops you, what are my rights? What do I have to tell the police? Do I have to talk to the cops? I mean, I think everybody should know what their rights are, so that you are protected, so that you don't have someone. Exactly. So
And
you don't.
like, I would almost say that it's like like even with laws constantly changing, it's like a lot. That's what I even say too. So maybe actually what I can even ask a little bit as being an attorney, is there maybe a way that people who maybe are not attorneys or not going to get into law can like always effectively be aware of how laws are changing? It's just, or it's like, do you maybe have a way, or is it like, okay, you just got to do your own research?
I think you do have to do your own research. Mostly with lawyers, I mean, we have to get a certain number of what we call continuing legal education, continuous legal education, CLEs every year. Staying abreast of the law, making sure that we know how things are changing. So it only behooves us. And right now, in our world now, it's so easy to find out what is going on and what exactly how you're affected. There are a number of just free YouTube channels of folks who are just telling people what the law is.
You can do this. You can do this.
I mean, I wouldn't say trust every single person, but you at least have a basis to start from, and then go look it up yourself and say, hey, these are what my rights are. This is what I can do.
But and that's something I'm honestly going to start keeping in mind more. I'm going to start personally being accountable to, like really studying the law and understand what my rights are, because I've never been in any legal trouble in my life. Hopefully I've never end up being in it, but I could be if I don't study the law. So like I'm going to be aware of that. So kind of like almost like last question, wrapping up here a little bit. Okay. What would you say somebody who wants to become an attorney? What's something very important that they need to understand? Obviously, if you're being an attorney, not being an attorney, you need to understand the law. Awesome. So now for guys that want to get into it, you're like, okay, you need to understand this. You need to do this. This is very important.
Well, I think that you should. The biggest thing is you have to have a want to actually become a lawyer.
No, of course.
And a lot of people get turned off because they think, hey, law school is going to be super expensive. But I think the one thing I would tell people is that there are so many scholarship, Pell Grants, other things that will help you actually afford a law degree. And you don't have to go to Harvard to become a lawyer. That what they call the person who graduates to the bottom of their class of any law school is lawyer. I mean,
you're still a lawyer,
so,
bro.
yeah,
You there.
exactly. So I'd say, hey, if you want to go to law school, don't push off your dream. There are scholarships out there. Just find one, go to law school, put in the time, and make your dream come true.
Okay, smooth. Thank you so much for that, man. What was your name again?
Certainly. Damon,
thank you so much, man.
And it's Ollie?
Ollie, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and congrats on your long career, by the way, man. That's literally incredible.
I just haven't died.
Yeah, okay, let's hope you stay alive as long as possible, bro. It's hard out here. Yeah, of course, yeah. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter.
I'm a woman though.
Oh, yeah, okay, bro.
Yeah, I'm a woman.
Do you date guys? You date guys?
No, I date girls.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So I asked you a little bit. Anyway, we'll make it work. Okay. So, no, I mean, do you guys want to sit down? Okay, I'll be quick. Okay, first I want to ask. I don't know. I mean, he might have given you a little rundown of what I kind of asked you a little bit.
Nah, he didn't.
He did not. Okay, so basically, it's FAM. It's for young ambitious men. I'm talking to people from different walks of life, hearing about their career and their experiences, because maybe a guy can learn from an experience that you've had or your career they're currently into. So that's going to kind of be the line of questioning here. Okay, so first I want to ask, do you live in D.C.?
I do. Born and raised.
Okay, cool. So you've been here for a while. How do you feel about the city? Do you enjoy the city?
Ooh, I love the city. Yeah, I love where the city is going currently as well. You know, like especially like artistically, culturally, I love where it's going. Yeah.
Okay, so then I kind of asked you, are you involved in art? Is that kind of your career? Okay, all right, man. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I do home decor.
Okay.
Plaster Works.
Okay.
Check it out. I'm gonna be in Vegas next month, Complex Con. You know, yeah. Okay. So I got a lot going on. Okay, yeah. Man.
So tell me a little bit about like home decor. Let's say a guy wants to get into it. What's that kind of like, or like what is it like a day and day kind of look like for what you do?
I think like with home decor, it's all about your personality. You know, I know there's a lot of like trendy things going on as far as like minimalism, but I'm a maximalist, and I believe
everything everywhere.
But I feel like everybody is a maximalist. You know, like everybody is multifaceted. You're not just one part. You know, like everybody.
You're nuanced.
Yeah. So I think it's important to tap into all of those things and then bring that into your house.
Okay, got you. Yeah. So you'd almost like say like your home decor, the way that you have your home set up, is like an extension of your personality.
It has to be. That's your space.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's facts.
Like that matters. You know, like your house is a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
You know, so that matters a lot. Like, especially to your mental as well.
Without at least for me, I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I got my bed, a TV, and some food. I'm great.
Like, all right. So, question, like,
sure.
If your house is cluttered, how did you feel?
Oh no, I feel uncomfortable. I'd hate that shit.
Exactly.
And because you know, it's funny. You mentioned minimalism, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of like maximum. Wait, what'd you say?
Maximalism.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like seeing a lot of stuff. Maybe you're gonna give me some nuance here, of course, but I don't like seeing a lot of stuff. And obviously, this is for ambitious guys. So I say, hey, have only kind of what you need instead of like adding a lot of stuff, because now you have to care about this stuff that you now have, and things get very cluttered. And it's almost like, let's say you're in a room and you're trying to do work and you have all these different things kind of in your room. It's very distracting. So tell me a little bit about that.
I mean,
like, that's my perspective, at least from an efficiency working standpoint. But maybe you have another angle looking at this.
I do believe it, because I'm like, objects hold energy. I'm real big on energy as well. Like, so this is why I believe that certain things like you need to get rid of. You know, like if you have something that your ex gave you and you're trying to get over that, like get rid of that. Yeah, like get rid of that. But I do feel like certain things hold a different type of energy, and I'm like, you gotta like surround yourself around the things that make you feel good, and that's gonna uplift you. You know.
So it's almost like you would say maximize in the point of have stuff that have, or I just would put you in a position where it builds like confidence maybe in your mind. You're like, okay, whenever I see this, it reminds me of something. Like maybe you have like even have like a necklace hung in your room that reminds you of your mom or something like that, that like pushes you or motivates you. I'd recommend guys do that, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like have the stuff that like matters. Maybe if it's something that you're not really using, but if it just matters, like I need to see this every single day, then great. Is that kind of like what you're talking about?
Like what I like is like dopamine decor.
Okay, I got you.
Now, like what I like when I say dopamine decor, I mean these are things that when you see it, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
That's all decor should be. You know,
so it's almost like this.
You shouldn't walk into your house and be like, oh, I don't want to be here. You know, like whatever you have in your house should make you happy. So and then that's how you should curate. Yeah, like even in life. Yeah.
True.
So it's almost like that make you happy. You know, like you're the architect of your life. You're the architect of your house.
That's true.
You know, like be the architect in everything that you do.
And I would even say like the niche angle then is have stuff that motivates you to want to work hard. For sure.
But that's nice things as well. The things that make you happy, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm about to do a little bit more. You know, because like there's always like you never know like what can make you happy. You know, like there's different levels. Like I didn't know what Eames was at a certain point, you know, but then when I got hip to certain brands and I'm like, oh no, this feels a certain type of way, you know, like the luxury of it, you know, like, but I also think like luxury is it depends on the person. You know, I think people think luxury is like, oh, the Rolls Royce, but I'm like, bro, but luxury to me is like a fresh white tee. You know?
True. Now I mean, like just me and all black fit. That's hard to me.
That's luxury, you know. But I'm like, it gotta make you happy, you know. That's what's important. Yeah, for sure.
So like the last kind of question I'd ask you here is like, at least when it comes to home decor, is this kind of like something you see yourself doing long term, or is this kind of like a lift off to something bigger?
Nah. Long term. Because I feel like the house matters.
It does. I mean, you're gonna be there. You know, there's no place like home.
But even like within yourself. Like your home within yourself, like that matters, you know? So the home doesn't just mean like where you live, it's also where you live inside.
I can 100% agree with that. All right. Thank you so much. What was your name again?
Gabby.
Gabby? Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. If you want to. Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. IG is Plasterworks, PLASTERWORKSS. On IG.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. Complex Con. All right, I'm adding that personally. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. She's like, you have just something happening. Let me just say. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Wait, what is this for?
It's the FYAM podcast. It's basically for young ambitious men, but I'm talking to people from different walks of life, hearing about their experiences.
Men. Yeah. I'm not that.
But you don't need to be, because I want to hear from your experience, maybe your career. God wants to get into it. You can hear about it a little bit. So first, what is your name?
Isabella.
Nice to meet you, Isabella. I am Ollie.
What's your Ollie?
Yes,
Okay,
Ollie.
cool.
Like the skateboard move.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Can you do an Ollie?
Nah, I actually can't, bro. I ain't know how to run a skateboard.
That's so awkward.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn, bro. I'm gonna learn eventually.
I don't believe you.
Bro, yeah, you don't know what I got going on. Anyway, okay. Topic at hand. So first, I want to hear a little bit do you live in DC or are you just visiting? What's kind of going on?
No, I do live in DC.
Okay. Have you lived here for a while?
I've lived here for like 5-6 years.
Okay. So how do you feel about the city? Do you enjoy this place? Do you not?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I feel like that's normal, typical for
Yeah,
a
I've heard
local.
I've heard that from a few other people too.
Yeah.
Okay, at least you've been here for a while, so I'm guessing you have a career here, of course, or how else would you be here? So what's that kind of looking like?
Well, I actually worked for USAID and then I got doged.
Okay, got you.
So I worked for USAID. I like designed projects in global health. I loved that career and then got doged. And then now I work in tech. I work in like political fundraising for a company called Grassroots Analytics.
Sure.
Look them up. Follow us on LinkedIn. And yeah, no, I honestly love that place. Like they're all my best friends. But yeah, not like, yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. So at least let's say a guy wants to get into tech a little bit because that's kind of what you're doing right now.
Mhm.
What's that kind of like, or maybe some big lessons that you've learned from being in it? Like let's say a guy wants to get into it, he's never been in it before. Like, okay, you need to know this or be aware of this.
Okay, if you want to get into it, I think you should recognize that in any industry, whether it's data, whether it's different like technological innovations, everything is cross-pollinated. So if you want to get into a specific sector, you should look at all the different companies that work in that sector and hold a monopoly on that sector. Like obviously ChatGPT, if you want to get into AI, is the best bet, but there are probably a lot of different subgroups that either work on that industry standard or like have contributed to ChatGPT's success. So I would honestly look into anything that contributed to that big monopoly's success and then try to get into that.
Okay. Do you have any examples of like maybe like at least other than like Chat GPT, other than that, is there like any like side stuff too? Like, okay, you should be thinking about this as well. Because I think it's kind of interesting when you said that, like, oh, you should kind of be aware of everything. And if you're aware of everything, it actually gives you more opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
if you have it in your mind, it's
no, totally. I think if you're into, I would say look at all the different side hobbies that you're interested in and think how that can contribute to tech overall. So
Okay, gotcha.
if you're interested in artificial intelligence and politics, for example, you should look at political artificial intelligence companies. So for example, I work at Grassroots Analytics. We have a product that is specific ChatGPT for political candidates and nonprofits. So,
yes. So it's like merging your two interests can help you out a lot. Like,
yeah.
Because if you know this thing, it's like, oh, that's like it's almost like you're niching yourself. Make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
completely. You should market yourself in terms of the niches that you find the most interesting. So, if you're into politics, there is a ChatGPT or a AI product that is specific to politics or specific to whatever hobby that you can like fill in the blank with. So check out Quiller if you're into political AI. But if you're into any other type of AI, honestly, just do your research, Google, get on LinkedIn and like do coffee chats. Any connection is a good connection. So just mobilize any of those.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, so first, kind of last question around career, and I want to ask you a little bit about dating. That's cool. Okay, so at least, you guys on the time limit? Okay, I can just wrap it up here. This was pretty cool. That information was already great.
Okay.
So thank you so much for that.
Do you have any information?
Or like, do you want to also sit too? Oh yeah, I mean, can I talk to her?
She's in a completely different industry.
Got
so
you.
She could.
True.
And so is Jordan.
Okay. Can I talk to her a little bit longer? Or are you guys in a rush? Yeah. Are you sure? Okay. She always you so
No,
sure.
she's sure. She's sure.
Okay. So I was gonna say at least actually I'll just skip to dating anyway because you already said a lot for all these curious side. Okay, dating. I want to hear a little bit about the guys. Are we good? Are we great? Do you hate us right now? I want your honest opinion because I want to help my guys out here a little bit.
Like in what sense?
Okay. Is dating been good for you with guys? Do you have any like issues with guys in particular that you're like, bro, why are guys kind of acting this way? Or like, yeah, anything kind of like along those lines a little bit.
I honestly think I've had a pretty good experience with guys. I mean,
we doing good, right? It's late right now. Yeah, I guess so.
I would say that if you're not wearing a baggy pant, you should get on a baggy pants. Like skinny jeans are not good, boot cut are not good. I would say that overwhelmingly a lot of my girlfriends just like wish the guys that they were seeing dressed better. So wear a baggy pant.
All right, I mean, they fucking with the baggy pants, I guess. I didn't know that shit, but all right. I mean, to each their own.
I mean, clearly you're in a skinny jean or you're in a short.
I got shorts going on, bro. I think it look clean to me.
Yeah,
Hey, she hating on niggas shorts, bro. Hey, why you looking down there?
no, I mean, the shorts are just not doing it.
Oh, she ain't funny, bro. Hey, man, but each their own. The other one's loving it, though. We cool. But anyway, I appreciate that a lot. What was your name again?
Isabella.
Nice to meet you, Isabella.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
Yeah, that was cool.
Hopefully some of that was usable.
Yeah, no, it was. The AI stuff was lit. I was really. There you go. You can have a mint too, unless she already gave you one as well.
I already had one.
All right,
I don't
cool.
mind the shorts.
Okay. So I'm saying, bro, you hating like, I appreciate that. But anyway, okay, first, what's your name?
Maria.
Nice to meet you, Maria. I'm Molly. Okay, so you wanted to talk a little bit about dating here. So how we feeling about the guys currently? Obviously, there might be something in your mind that you're like, oh, what's going on? So tell me a little bit about that. Any problems, issues?
I'm over the current roster that I have, which is non-existent. Therefore, I'm over them because it's not existent.
Okay, that's pretty consistent. Okay, so what are you then? Is it like you want a long-term relationship? Is there any issue in particular that you're having with guys that you don't have a roster anymore? Because of course, I want my guys to improve and be cooking out here.
You know when people say they're in between jobs?
Yes.
That's how I feel about this city. I'm in between cities, and
So you're
I
not
don't.
about to be in DC
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
So that's how I feel about the men because I don't want to give my all to finding these men. Which, by the way, as a high value woman, okay. Why is that so funny? Am I not? What about me is not screaming high value?
All right, go ahead. High value woman, man, friendly. I've never heard of that before, but go ahead.
I was just talking to someone about this last night. I didn't go out last night, and I wanted to. My friend had other plans.
Gotcha.
And I'm not putting her on blast.
No, she being a hater. What the fuck?
It's crazy that I'm a 5'11" blonde woman with a beautiful personality and a beautiful intellect, and I'm literally sitting at home and I want to go out. It's a different story if I want to stay in. I didn't want to stay in. I wanted to go out. And it's like, why am I not on a date? Why am I not being pursued?
Oh, wait. So
And I'm sick of it.
So you want? I mean, I thought you said you just had a roster, but you want guys to pursue you?
No, I don't have a roster.
Oh, so you don't have that roster because guys aren't pursuing you? Is what you're saying?
I'm not going out, therefore I'm not meeting new people. And I'm also not clicking with people on the apps because it's all lame because every other 5 seconds it's, oh, let me take you on a date. And you know what? I will literally pull up a screenshot. It's, oh, let me take you out to drink or let me take you to dinner. And it's Doi Moi, Les Diplomat, or, and this is all literally in the screenshot, or Barcelona Wine Bar. And those 3 places are so outdated and not the vibe. So if you're recommending those places on a first date, you are canceled.
Okay. So I mean, DC.
And I know you can't take advice from me because I don't have a roster, so I'm not like a credible source.
No, I'm more concerned with your perspective and experience, of course, like what you're saying.
I think a lot of women in this city could, like, relate to me.
Okay, I see. Well, interesting.
All great places. I love all those spots.
Okay. Well, at least first, what I would say, at least based off what I'm seeing here. I mean, I guess there's no like kind of more issue with guys at all. It's just kind of like, well, certain guys don't want to take me to places that I want to go to. Is that kind of like what the bigger issue is here? No. I mean, at least right now you don't have a roster and you want guys to pursue you. I'm trying to get a consistency here. So right now, no roster. You want dudes to pursue you. Yes, is that correct?
No, maybe I don't know what I want.
Yeah, what the fuck? Hey, what the fuck? They never know what they want. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're confused as hell.
Easy now.
Yeah, bro. The high value woman don't know what she want. What the fuck?
I want a hottie, 6'5", driven.
Yeah, driven. Yeah, ambitious, right? Yes.
Kind.
Oh,
Most importantly.
Interesting there. That's a very loaded term, but yeah.
Listen. Hobbies important.
Okay.
Hobbies.
Yes, of course.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, interested.
Good teeth, and I'm dropping the mic there.
Have good teeth, apparently. Thank you for that. What the fuck? Yeah, thank you so much.
You have ambitious met. Okay. Okay, you're awesome.
Thank you so much. Okay.
I hope you liked my interview.
Yeah, no, it was funny. That shit was lit. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, why not? Love your experience. I'll make it this quick. Right.
I
all
want to be
right, let's make it happen, man. All right, what's your name?
I'm Derek.
Nice to meet you, Derek. I'm Ollie.
Ollie?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, cool. So first, I kind of want to ask, do you live in DC?
I do.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool. Have you lived here for a while?
I've lived here for 3 months.
Gotcha. Okay, so has the experience been good? Do you like DC so far?
It's on the up, I think. I moved from San Francisco.
Wow, bro. It's a long move, bro.
It is. I like San Francisco as well. So
I would hope so.
I'm getting the hang of things here in DC.
Get used to it.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I just kind of asked that because like maybe a guy wants to live here, so I want to get people's like real raw experience of like what it's kind of like being here. But if it's been good so far, it's good to hear.
Yes.
Okay, so as I said, I was gonna kind of ask a little bit about career. So I guess you moved here as a career decision, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the career that you're currently in?
I'm a software engineer
Software engineer. Okay.
at Anduril. So we make autonomous drones for the government.
Cool. Okay, so what led you to get into this? Is this kind of like since you were a kid, I've always been interested in this, or is this kind of like, you know, I'm trying different things. I'm like, okay, I'm good at software engineering. Let me do this.
Well, I was a software engineer before,
Gotcha.
and I got a little bored of my last job and figured that, you know, software engineering is a really good tool. You can work on anything because everything requires software.
Great.
So I started
Especially
thinking,
now more than ever, right?
yeah. I started thinking like, what is it that I want to work on? Because I can work on anything.
Yes.
So I just kind of looked through my Wikipedia history and I saw, okay, there's a lot of like
Found a consistency in
drones,
your own
yeah,
behavior.
things like that.
That's
And,
actually very smart.
yeah, so then I just picked that and figured I'd try it out.
Okay, cool. And quick note I'll make about that, and I'll ask a little bit more about that, is like, that's also what I've noticed for a lot of guys to be able to find their purpose. Is like your current behavior or what you already, you know, naturally have your focus drawn to is kind of like what you already like. So it's actually really smart that you kind of did that. And I can attest to like, that's how a lot of guys actually find out what they kind of want to do. So that's really cool. So at least, okay, with robots, what's that kind of been like? Let's say a guy wants to get into what you're currently doing now. You know, it seems like pretty early into this, but what is like big lessons that a guy can kind of learn about this at all? Let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, so like everything these days, even robots, like hardware is still software. So like
Yes.
there's a lot of paths really you can take to get
Gotcha.
into it. Like you can work on the hardware and work on maybe building the robot, but you can also work on the software, which is like building the brains. So like I think like everything these days is sort of kind of like combining in that everything requires everything.
Yeah, you need hardware knowledge, you need software knowledge.
Yeah.
Is that kind of vibe? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Like every product these days, like, you know, maybe requires some AI, some knowledge of like
Interesting.
the hardware, things like that. So I think like it gives you more agency now than ever because even if you know, in college studied one thing, like it's very easy to find those skill sets required in another thing.
Another thing. As
Yeah.
well.
So I think like, you know, maybe it's not completely figured out in college, but like you can always get involved in it. It's not too late.
Got you. Okay, that's super cool. So it's like, and I think I was even talking to somebody else who was kind of saying something similar when it comes to like AI and stuff like that. Is like, it's not even like just one thing you could learn and that's it. Like, it's like if you learn hardware and software as well, like your opportunities kind of like get bigger and bigger. Would you attest to that?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Smooth. Okay, so then kind of last question I kind of ask you here is like, is this something that you plan to do in the long term, or maybe you have a bigger vision for what you kind of want to do with your software engineering base at all?
Software long term, sure, but working in like this defense, it's kind of just to try it out.
Yeah, just kind of see.
I grew up on the West Coast. I think I'll be back.
You'll be back over there, man. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that. What was your name again?
Derek.
Derek. All
All
right,
right,
cool,
thank
bro.
you,
Nice and
thank
cool.
you.
So yeah, man. Another day, another dollar fan podcast out here. Enjoyed it this weekend again. Friday, Saturday. We're gonna be back out here again Friday, Saturday. More than likely cooking for you guys. Let me know any more questions you guys want me to ask more of, to drag more information out of the people who walk the streets of DC, because I want you guys to get as much value out of this. You know, I personally enjoyed asking these people all these crazy questions, or not even really crazy questions, but informative questions that allow me to learn more, become more knowledgeable, and hopefully help you guys out. So just let me know. Anyways, I can make this better, of course. And with that being said, I'll catch you boys next week. Like and subscribe. Love y'all. Deuces.